Welcome back to Rap4 TV. Today we're going to be looking at the Tacamo MK5 kit, and more importantly the reviews have been made online on the forums and by a few of the people who are doing the test kits. A couple things to keep in mind. We did send out more than a dozen of these kits to be evaluated, tested, to see what the problems are, see where we can improve upon. It is very important that at this point we know what the problems are so we can correct it before the April release date. A couple things that I want to mention. Well, to all who are doing the reviews, we really do appreciate it. Wolf, that was a great review you did on this kit. And now that we're looking at this, we do want to talk about what the problems that we found so far, the reviews, and also what we found in-house. All the points that we've received so far are very valid. Things, for example, like the rear sight, it's very loose. The barrel, also loose. Wobbliness of the mag, and the biggest problem that we have right now, of course, is the magazine latch. Now, all of these problems that we're finding, we will be taking care of them before the release date. It is very important that we all are aware of this. And again, the point of this is that we knew what to fix on these kits. So let's go ahead and look at each individual part and see both the problem and what can be done to fix it, and how we will take care of it in the near future. Number one, the magazine latch. Very true. Right now, as you release the magazine, it immediately basically turns on its axis and it disengages. Of course, as Wolf showed in his video, he basically went up and hit that before he loaded each one. But of course, that's really unacceptable, and that's not what we're looking for out of this product. So for this area here, with the production versions, we will have basically an area of material that will come out that will not allow this to twist on its axis like so. Okay, so that will be taken care of before the release date. Another thing to keep in mind that we'll take care of will be the wobbliness of the mag. So because of this HK33 style mag well, it has very little engagement on the magazine, so this one will be especially snug on the production model. So we will take care of the tolerances, that way this goes in and it holds in properly. Okay. Another area that's very important to look at will be the barrel, the way basically the barrel adapter fits in. We did find that this is a little bit out of tolerance at this point. This is being corrected as we speak. We did notice this before we sent out the kits. Again, we knew that the evaluation kits were going to bring up a lot of these problems, but we're already looking into that. Another one that has not been brought up actually by any of the reviewers so far is this rear push pin. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is very loose. That's also being tightened up so it fits the way that it should. Again, I mean, all of these improvements need to be made. We do want anything else that you find in the review kits, please continue testing them. Do, again, both in putting accessories, shooting, basically anything you can find out will be very helpful for all of us, so we can make these changes and implement them before the release date. So looking at that. There's also another point that was brought up after the fact. We were not supplying these basically the cyclone interface, these holes right here. We will be supplying both the plugs. They will be assembled from the factory and sent out to you guys. Go ahead and talk about another little problem here that we found out. And this I had mentioned. A lot of this I've actually already mentioned on a lot of the forums. I posted it up myself. These nuts that go into the body, they will be press fit. Because we figured, or we've noticed, as you're disassembling or assembling this body, it's very annoying to have these fall out, and they do definitely fall out. So all of these will be press fit. The two screws for the cyclone interface will be included. These are some of the major parts. Of course, this will be tightened up, and the barrel will be also tightened up so it fits a little snugger. We've also noticed on some of the aftermarket barrel adapters, there are some tolerance differences. So when we tighten this, it's going to be, it could cause some problems with some of the other adapters that are out there. So far, the one that fits the most snug would be the actual out-of-the-box Titman adapter. which will be even more snug once we make this adjustment to it. Okay. Now some other areas that have been brought up that we want to address, for example, the magazine release being so far. Well, we do have ambidextrous magazine release being implemented, so you're able to have it basically at trigger finger length, and you can release it, so that way you can basically do a one-handed drop of the magazine and go ahead and load a second one, or your next magazine when you're shooting. So that's pretty much the problems that we found so far. Again, they're being taken care of. Now, there was also another concern brought up as far as the internals of the shells. Now, this I did want to talk to you about it, because there's a couple things here. If we can get a little closer up to this, so we can look at this. So this right here is a Tippmann A5 left receiver, and this is the Tacamo MK5 left receiver. Okay, because this is a magazine fed kit, the chamber itself was increased by 1 millimeter in the diameter. So from what it previously was to 1 millimeter higher. This is something that we did based on how the magazine interacts with the kit. We've had a lot of experience with this on our T68 line of markers. So this is why this has been increased in size a little bit. Now, the way the bolt interfaces with the barrel has no difference whatsoever as far as air consumption and so forth. We've noticed that. However, something that will give you a loss of air efficiency is if you don't have these plugged up. So that's definitely true, which is why we'll be including both of them. They will be assembled onto the body, and you will have to remove it when you go into a Cyclone or RT trigger. Okay. Now, looking at the rear section here where the power tube fits, there's also concern brought up as why they're not exactly the same as a Tippmann, and this is the reason for this is that this kit is made to use power tubes from the most current markers to even the first generation A5s. Now, we notice that the power tube has undergone a couple changes through the time. Again, so this one's made so it can fit all the different power tube variations up to date. There are very little changes, but there is a change in here that we wanted you to know about. So again, we've done testing ourselves, and we'll continue this testing, and we ask that you do this as well. The bolt in here has had no effect whatsoever as far as how it interacts with the barrel. Basically, this O-ring right here seals up against the barrel when the chamber's a ball, and therefore all the air coming out of the power tube is going into the barrel as it should. So again, we have not noticed any loss of efficiency there. Okay? I mean, that pretty much wraps up what we have so far at this point. We do hope that you continue with the evaluations. Hopefully you can find something, well, hopefully don't find the problems, but if there are problems that are existent, we hope that you find them at this point so we can take care of them on the first release. Another concern here that has been brought up is this top Picatinny Rail here. Now this right here is something that concerned us right from the beginning of this project. We made this to match the Tippmann A5 as much as possible. That way people can use all their existing accessories. Therefore, we made basically a pseudo Picatinny Rail, which has been made to mil-spec as much as possible, as much as the original mount allows it. Again, the point of this is to make all accessories that you have fit onto this body. This being the case, you're able to have a magazine-fed gun for a much lesser amount of money that you would actually buying an off-the-shelf magazine-fed paintball gun. Okay, now to look at this, there are other options available for you guys that want to do away with the HK-ish look that Tippmann originally made. That's where you have other kits available, such as the X7 Phenom Classic. Even our version of the 98 has a full Picatinny Rail on the top that is mil-spec. So these are areas that again, it comes down to personal preference. But this is such an iconic marker that we had to keep it as close to what originally was as possible. So. Okay, again, let us keep us updated with any feedback that you have on the evaluations, and again, we're going to do everything that we can, especially with what we already have found, the problems that we found so far. It will be solved, anything else that comes up in the near future, we'll definitely try to address it as well. Thank you.